The news cameras were already rolling by the time former Governor Mike Sonko stepped into the podium. His gold-trimmed jacket, normally a symbol of confidence, looked heavier today, as if weighted down by pain he could no longer hide.
Unanipiga mtoto kwa nini? Unanipiga mtoto kwa nini wewe? Kifua yote unapiga mtoto mdogo kwa nini?
Hey, leo nimekuwa na siku mrefu sana.
He could read a single word. His voice cracked. He closed his eyes, trying to steady himself. No parent should ever have to see their child hurt. Not like this, he whispered. In the incident, and this is how I will read, his daughter, whom well called Naila, for this fictional story had always been full of life, outspoken, generous, the type who lit up any rooms she entered. But behind the closed doors of her marriage, a storm had been building. Days earlier, the family had rushed her to hospital after a violent confrontation with her husband, a confrontation that left her with bruises and a wound so deep it broke her father's heart. Sonko had seen many things in politics, betrayals, scandals, fights, but nothing prepared him for the moment he saw his daughter trembling in pain, tears streaming down her swollen face. Nothing prepared him for the moment he said, "Daddy, I was scared he would kill me." That was a girl who said that. Sonko gripped the podium tightly. My child has been hurt by someone who promised to love her and protect her, he said, voice shaky. I have money, I have power, but none of that matters when your child is suffering inside her home where she should be safe. A tear slipped down his cheek. He didn't wipe it away. He continued, and this is how I will quote today. I speak not as a politician, not a public figure, but as a father. I'm standing here to say domestic violence must end. Whether you are poor or rich, famous or unknown, this pain is real, he said. Journalists lowered their cameras, moved by the raw motion. Behind the scenes, Sonko had mobilized doctors, lawyers, counselors, everything his daughters needed to heal. But more importantly, he told her, "You are not going back to that house, never again." For once, the man known for his bravo showed his most vulnerable side, a father who would go to war to protect his daughter. Naila slowly began to heal physically and emotionally, surrounded by family support. She regained her voice, her laughter returned softly as fast, then stronger. One evening, she told her father, "Daddy, thank you for fighting for me." Sonko shook his head. "No, baby girl, thank you for surviving." Weeks later, father and daughter launched an initiative aimed at supporting victims of domestic violence, giving shelter and protection to the countless women who felt trapped and voiceless. During the launch, Sonko put his arm around his daughter and declared, "No woman will feel unsafe in her own home, not on my watch." The crowd applauded. Naila smiled proudly, no longer a victim, but a survivor with a purpose. And so, the once thought political giants broke down before the nation, not out of weakness, but out of love. A father's love, a daughter's courage, a family's strength. The pain was so real, but so was the healing. Naila Sonko had grown up in the glare of cameras, being the daughter of one of the most politician figures meant every move she made was scrutinized. But behind the glamorous Instagram post and designer handbags was a girl who just wanted a peaceful life. When she married Aryan, a young businessman from an influential family, Kenyans called it the wedding of the year. Gold gates, hypocrites, the whole Nairobi elites in attendance, but no one knew that the man she married carried a darkness deeper than his smile. 3 months into the marriage, Aryan changed. It started with silence, the criticism, then anger. One evening, during a small disagreement over her attending a charity event, Aryan squeezed her wrist so tightly she cried out. "Stop exaggerating," he said coldly. "You know who the man of this house is," he apologized the next morning, but the apology felt rehearsed, not remorseful. Naila told no one. It was a Friday night. Nairobi's light sparkled through their bedroom window. Naila had arrived home slightly late from a documentary shoot. Aryan was waiting. His face had his breath heavily with whiskey. "Where were you?" he demanded. She explained calmly, too calmly, I repeat. But he didn't want to explain, or he didn't want explanation. His anger boiled over, and in one violent moment, he beat her on the shoulder, leaving a deep wound. Sorry for her. She froze, shot warmed over her like cold water. For a moment, she didn't recognize the man she had married. He stopped back, breathing hard. "You made me do this," he whispered. But Naila knew the truth. Violence has no excuse. She locked herself in the bathroom, shaking her shoulder, drop, tears, blood, her vision. For the first time, she reached for her phone. She dialed her father. "Daddy," and I quote this one, "Daddy." Her voice broke. "I need you," she said. Within an hour, her father's security team arrived silently. Without questions, they wrapped her in a shawlless, scattered her past the marble corridors that now felt like a prison, and drove her into the night. Her father, a man known for his boldness and power, met her at the gate of his current home. But the night he hanged her like a father, not a politician, not a public figure, just a father whose daughter was hurting. Doctors treated the bite wound. Therapists began helping her rebuild what had been broken. Social media started wondering why she went silent, but Naila didn't owe anyone any explanation. Her healing came first. Aryan attempted to call, to apologize, to shift blame, but Naila chose peace. Her family chose protection. Her father chose justice, and slowly she discovered her strength. After a week of healing, she returned to the public eye. No, not as the glamorous politician's daughter, but as a woman with a voice. She launched a foundation aimed at helping victims of domestic violence, especially those too afraid to speak. "It doesn't matter how rich your home is," she said during her first speech. "Abuse can hide behind golden gates, but so can courage." The halls erupted in applause. Naila smiled for the first time in months. Not the smile that the cameras, but the smile of a survivor who had chosen herself. So, And so, the history of the girl who had everything became the history or the story of the woman who rebuilt everything. As scars remained, but it no longer represented as pain. It represented strength. I have been your girl here, Shinelo. Thank you so much for tuning in to Shinelo Media. Make sure you subscribe, you like, share, and comment, and see you in the next video.